Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. Once again, this is one of my favorite subjects, science. That's what we're going to be dealing with. And we have Mr. Godfrey Ramasamy here. He's a specialist in the science department for the Prince George's Schools. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to have two segments involved here. We're going to talk about the program that's coming up, and then we're going to go to the video and show you some of the things that Mr. Ramasamy has brought here for you students to think about. Science is it. Okay, Mr. Ramasamy, tell us something about this 62nd annual Prince George Science Fair, and how long have you been involved with it?
Okay, Mr. Brown, to begin, I've been involved with this fair for the last 12 years.
Yes,
in
that's
the
how I
county.
met you.
Right. Back in the days when I was at Bowie High School as a department chair, I was one of those pioneers trying to get science fair to where it belongs.
Congratulations.
What level? Thank you. And
Right.
I think we have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I've since come into the science office as a specialist. And one of my jobs is a co-director of the whole fair. It's a
Yes.
humongous undertaking. There are
Better
three
believe.
counties, Calvert, St. Mary's, and Prince George's.
Okay.
We are one of the oldest fairs in the country.
No kidding. In
62nd
62nd
second
annual.
annual.
We're one
One
of
of
the
the
oldest
oldest fair
science fairs.
in the country and possibly the
Fantastic.
largest.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that being said, this year our theme is planting the seeds of innovation through science, technology, mathematics, and engineering. Just to give our youngsters an idea where we're going with science. We want to embrace the 21st century and beyond. It's not a traditional science fair. Everything is integrated now. I mean, we're talking jobs of these youngsters yet to be developed. So we want to stretch their imagination. We want to make sure they're thinking critically, they're thinking beyond the present day technology. Technology is evolving, engineering is evolving, the math and the sciences are embracing one another to the point of production, innovations, designs. And those designs you and I will live to see when we go to get surgeries when we are close to 90 years old. Those are type of surgeries that are yet to be developed, and instrumentation. And these are the
Oh,
kids going to
yes.
be developing those
Instrumentation
technologies.
Instrumentation is the word.
Yes, sir. So that being said, our fair is the largest. It's almost the oldest in the country. This year we have over 300 projects from 17 categories. We have our middle school groups and we have our high school groups. We also have several organizations giving special awards, ranging from the CIA, our public service, the Army, the Navy, Office of Research of the Navy, giving some good prizes. I'm talking prizes,
Fantastic.
awards, I'm talking
You're
cash
talking about
prizes,
money.
money.
Right.
I'm talking about an invitation in the summer to
For
go
internships,
for
huh?
internships, to go and
All right.
hang with the best of the best in CIA in Langley. They invite the winners with their teachers to go, and they actually recruit these winners. Hey, we need you, pursue science.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now the opening here, we had the cover of your theme of the 67. The young lady designed this. Tell us about her.
Every year we work collaboratively with our art department, the art supervisor. We develop a theme. And this year, again, the theme is planting the seeds of innovation through science, technology, engineering, and math. So we send it out to this art supervisor and have her disseminate it to all our art students, the classes, computer graphics. So we set up a mini competition. We
Hey,
had some
that's good.
fantastic entries. Our kids in Prince George's are talented when it comes to design, and our committee
Say
had a
it
hard
real
time.
loud.
Our kids in Prince George's County are very creative, innovative when it comes to design it. Vanessa is the girl that designed this. Vanessa
The cover of
Yamfi.
the program.
Yeah,
Right.
the actual cover. And she got a first place. So she will be awarded with a prize, certificate, and some recognition in a future award.
Wow.
Pretty neat. And just to show
Fantastic.
you the kind of innovation our kids have,
Right.
I mean, looking at the theme and looking at what she created here, everything is connected. I mean, we're talking futuristic science here, the robots, we're talking planting the seeds of innovation as evidenced by those seedlings. We're talking the structure of the atom. We're talking about iPod music, how music has evolved and how all the technologies having to do with the iPods have evolved. Talking some physics, there's some chemistry. The whole idea here is that there's so much integration today. Today's science, embracing 21st century skills, embraces a collection of thoughts across disciplines and try to network it where they're all interconnected, as opposed to traditional science where you and I know that chemistry is chemistry, biology is biology, taught in isolation.
Right.
Now everything is so connected and dependent upon one
the
another.
other.
Not necessarily the content, the technologies to go with it. And to see more and more sophisticated.
Physics, chemistry, all of that.
Yes, sir.
Working together now. Certainly has. So, and the keynote speaker, who's going to be the keynote
Our
speaker?
keynotes this year, let me give you some history about our keynote speakers. Every year we try to rotate it just to capture the motivation of our students. Last year we had a geneticist talking about working in stem cells in fish. And this year we're looking at a female. We try to rotate it so that our kids can see that you don't have to be a white male as a tradition to be in a lab coat, a white lab coat, to be a scientist.
Right.
Scientists come in all forms, color, shapes, works, and you don't have to wear white lab coats. You can wear multicolor lab coats, green lab coat, doesn't matter.
Right.
So this year our guest speaker is Dr. Karen Nelson. She's the director of the J. Venter Institute in Rockville. She comes to us with a wealth of information in the biological sciences, ranging from ecology, genomics, and microbiology. She's going to be speaking to our winners on Sunday, March the 28th, when we award our winners their prizes. She's going to be further motivating them to stay in career paths of science, technology, engineering, and math, to go further and embrace science as a career. Hence, we're all excited about her speech.
Yeah, I guess so. Now, explain the way that some of the categories are set up. You want to go into that?
Yes.
A few of the categories.
There's 17 categories, and every year the categories are determined by the Society for Public and Science. The Society for Public and Science is based in Washington, D.C. They overlook the International Science Fair, and every year they come up with new rules and regulations. So we go by those rules and regulations. So
and some of the rules and regulations are?
The rules and regulations are certain things like they're biohazard, biolevel 1, 2, 3, 4. Certain of those hazardous materials got to be pre-approved. And even if they're pre-approved with the forms, it has to be done in an institution that regulates these hazardous materials, like lab or research institute, NIH, George Washington, Johns Hopkins. Some of our kids will get.
So they get that exposure.
Yes.
Right.
Some of our kids have internships where they go and actually work with a researcher in a lab, not necessarily on their own project, but as a mentee of a mentor who's a scientist working on his or her project.
Right.
And then they'll modify it for their science fair project.
And then each youngster is assigned a project, or do the youngsters pick projects of their own?
They pick, sometimes they pick, like in a classroom, they'll pick projects of their own that they like. Coming back to your question on categories, the 17 categories range from anything from chemistry to physics to computer science to math, energy and transportation. We have an energy analysis, we have environmental analysis, we have physics and astronomy, just to show you some of the ideas coming out there. We have medicine and health, plant sciences. So there are several categories that would get the kids excited.